This pipe is getting warm and it'll be too hot to touch. Alright, so this is after, I don't know, 5 minutes of running, 10 minutes. The smokiness really cleared up, and now we have a nice magenta colored flare. Still getting a nice flare. Kind of windy, so the wind's pushing it around. And the oil is rising. We're getting bubbles from the return line. And I've been hearing some kind of bubbling noises, like the oil is bubbling. Can't hear anything right now. But this top line here is coming straight from the intake. It's really hot. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's hot. I'm guessing 300 degrees or more. Yeah, there you can hear oil bubbling sounds. But yeah, that flame is pretty. So I've got that door open. I've got the other one shut. The wind was blowing my flare this way and that, which I didn't really like. And the oil level rises in the reservoir, and we get a more bubbling out the return tube. But the oil is really cool. Might be 100 degrees, but it's coming from this top line, probably 400. Again, nice warm air. And I hear bubbling sounds. And I just don't know how much higher I should let that go. It gets so high, and then I turn off the blower. I'm putting my hand over the intake of the push blower. Yeah, it's getting pretty full. So these clinkers, what I was figuring was probably mostly calcium. Some of it anyway is ferrous metal, like steel. So I've got my magnet here, and it's somewhat attracted to that. This piece over here and some of this shows attraction as well. So yeah, I think that's from nails that went in. Now what this proves, if these are molten blobs of steel, is that even though we had a liquid cooled hearth, there was still hot enough temperatures inside the charcoal to melt steel. So I don't think there's any concern with preheating the intake air or the hearth being cold, the actual circular ring part of it. None of that. I don't think any of that is any worry, because in the charcoal there's plenty of heat to do the reduction. One thing to note is the residue that's on the inside of this flare pipe. It's just kind of a powdery gray ash. So here's what we're up to today. We got the trommel out, and we have a little bit left in this barrel, which was full of ashes and charcoal from a brush fire from I don't know how many years ago. And we've got some nice charcoal. I also had that metal trash can full of ashes from the wood stove in the house from some years ago. Decided to go through it. This will become the sight glass for my water drip, and this needle valve will control the rate. I'll just peel the stickers off of that. It's got a fitting top and bottom, and I can watch it go drip, drip, drip. We got our visible water drip. So here's my overcomplicated oil-cooled gasifier. We're getting a good flare, and we're doing water drip at quite a high rate, and we're blowing some pretty warm air out of the oil cooler. It's a pinkish flame with yellow orange tips. I'm guessing that's from the water drip. Now we're really pouring a drip. It's basically as fast as it can drip without becoming a stream. And we are getting a different looking flame. And if I throttle it back, interesting. Just siphoning it out of a jug. And take some readings. We've got 72 degrees out here, 69. And out of the blower, 105, 109, 112. Is 240 degrees. It's a little cooler up here probably. Yeah, 143. Down here toward the hearth. Yep, it's pretty warm. Okay, what we have here is an apparatus called a Thien baffle, and it is sort of revolutionary. These have been around a while, and in fact I have a plastic and wooden one right up there on my dust collector for the CNC. Made a better Thien baffle, however you say that, and I realized that there's not supposed to be a hole in the middle or anything protruding through it. The dusty airstream just comes in this hole, swirls around in there, the dust drops through the slot that goes around, and the clean air comes out the top. So there we've got our Thien baffle cyclone. This here is just a band of steel cut from a barrel, and there will be a gasket and some red silicone down in here, and there will be a tightening mechanism. There'll be a gasket in this part as well, and where the two sides come together. I've done these before. They work pretty good. It's amazing how well you can seal up a cylinder just by wrapping a piece of steel around it like that. Setting up the cyclone to be able to weld it. I'm gonna mark that out and cut a hole there and TIG weld that onto there. So here's how it all attaches. Got a rubber seal made out of a thick inner tube and a union. Alright, we've added a cyclone and a cooling stage to the utility gasifier with the oil-cooled hearth. Doing about, I don't know, 2 drips per second. Drip and a half per second. And we've still got a nice flare. You can barely see it. I really have to do this at night. But that is a very nice big flare. Alright, so we got everything all set up to do a test flare. We got our flare pipe hooked up. Got the water drip hooked up and ready to go. With the hand on the camera. It's about 5 minutes after startup. Still a little bit daylight. Probably about 10 minutes after starting. So we're not doing any water drip just yet. I think there's probably still a fair bit of moisture in the charcoal. And the flame is, well, let's see if we can get up close to it. That's about as accurate a representation of the flame. It's magenta colored. You get back too far away, it just turns bright. It looks yellow, but it's not really much yellow. It's magenta and orange. So this pipe here is cool to the touch. This pipe is getting warm and it'll be too hot to touch in a short time. So now we're running some water drip. It's pretty much dark. Here's the kitty. Hey, puss. So, anyway, getting a nice big flame. And level is rising, and I keep hearing gurgling noises in the hearth. So anyway, successful run, I would say. It's probably a 3-foot tall flame there. Now, up underneath here, we've got a cap. We'll see if there's any water that comes out. Nope, nothing. So this is where the air is being pulled in, and we can put our hand over that and restrict it to make the flame go higher or lower. There, it's just about nothing. Nice magenta color. We'll take a look up inside of here. So I managed to get the clinker out with the help of my shovel. So there was still a good sized clinker. It's a nail, probably from pallet wood. Several nails embedded in it. Some of it is definitely cement-like substance. Gasifier totally cleaned out. I loosened the union and pushed the intake off to one side. Yeah, we'll try running a generator next time. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.